Daya namuleno, daya namuleno, daya no madaguno, daya ni duhino, daya no madaguno, daya ni duhino. Hagana go wayuna ku uwati uri buyin no bage haginda ku aba here muham magriya hatiya sandi hawogu lo bage here ku aba here muham daya no muleno daya no madaguno daya no muleno daya ni duhino daya no muleno daya no madaguno daya no muleno daya ni duhino daya no muleno Liburu ya laure, rei de lion tia babula ya na liburu ya laure, rei de lion tia babula ya na liburu ya laure, rei de lion tia babula ya na liburu ya laure, rei de lion tia babula ya na liburu ya laure. Sounde, sounde mala, sounde, 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 sounde. Sounde mala, sounde, liburu ya laure, rei de lion tia babula ya na liburu ya laure, rei de lion tia babula ya na liburu ya laure. Daya no madaguno, daya no maleno, daya ni duhino, daya no muleno, daya no madaguno, daya no maleno. Daya ni duhino, daya no muleno, daya no madaguno, daya no muleno, daya ni duhino, daya no muleno, daya no madaguno, daya no madaguno, daya no muleno, daya no muleno, daya no muleno, daya no muleno.
All right, and welcome back. Of course, that was just a tease for you to go down to Hopkins for the International Parranda Fest. And joining us for this conversation, we have Ioane Martinez, who's a cultural entrepreneur. We also have Nuro coming on set also to talk to us. We have Lloyd Augustine and Jess Flores, all artists and musicians. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
And thank you for that great introduction to this segment.
Welcome.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the Hopkins Parranda Fest and how did this idea get birth?
Good morning once again, and thanks for the opportunity to be here today. Hopkins International Parranda Fest. It came about from the idea of wanting a stage for Garifuna musicians. They are very talented. They've traveled abroad. They've taken Belize all over the world with Parranda music, starting from Andy Palacio, music from Lloyd Augustine, Nuru, Ellis. So we're out there because of our musicians, and we want to pay homage to them. And not only to the living, but also for the ones that are deceased who have left us this art form. It's very rich, and it's something worthwhile sharing with the world. So hence the reason it was born. And we also want to make sure that we as Garifuna people develop an entrepreneurial mindset. The culture is rich and we can develop a way of earning our livelihood, actually promoting it and sharing it with the world. Hopkins is the emerging destination here in Belize, and what better place to actually host a Parranda Fest? There is hardly anything cultural during the Easter. So we believe that this is a great niche. Tourists flock from all over the world to be there. It's something catching on, and we're hoping that it becomes more international than it is right now.
Now, we know that obviously, if we start off with the artists, we know that Garifuna music, and specifically Parranda, has been taken all over the world, and there's a very large following. Hosting the Parranda Fest now in Belize, and this is actually going to be your second event. What do you individually hope in terms of what it can become?
We're hoping that it become something every year and something that everyone look forward to be a part of every year. We're hoping to attract people from all over the world to come and witness this event or be a part of it, to come and have fun with us, because Parranda is really a kind of music that brings message, a music that touches your soul, your heart, you know. So we're hoping that a lot more people look forward to it every year and come and be a part of it.
Now, Parranda is still something that people can recognize very often, but they're not sure. How did it actually become popular within the Garifuna communities?
I think, yes, you're right, because I clearly remember when I was at Punta Rocker, Parranda music, I didn't care about Parranda music the first time when I hear it. That was something that wasn't in me. But after Ivan Duran record the Parrandero, the album Parrandero, with Pal Nabor, a couple artists from Honduras and Guatemala, yeah, so that's when they give birth to this new sound. And from then, that's when I fall in love with the sound from Nabi Nguyene. I fell in love with that song, and from there I fell in love with Parranda music. And it's basically natural in me, likewise too, because I'm from Hopkins. Growing up in Hopkins, yes, I listened to music been playing. I used to go to the wake, the night, and I would listen to the women singing and the men and that kind of stuff. So from then on, that music kind of, it's like magnet towards steel. I get attached to that music, but it so happened that that music wasn't popular. What was popular was Punta Rock. So I end up in Punta Rock music. So from then, the transition from Punta Rock into Parranda was kind of
So you just went back to your roots?
I just went back to my roots, yes, basically.
And for you, Nuru?
Well, it's more like a understanding of age. And the thing about it is, there's a lot of people who, when you grow up, at some point you start understanding that you can't really move like when you were young. So, so I mean, and the thing is, for me, the transition was sort of kind of easy, because living in the US for a long time, I realized that the Punta, it was, I mean, the elderly folks really appreciated when you start playing Parranda. The reason why is because they can get up and they can really enjoy themselves. And to me, I respect the whole aspect of what we're trying to do, and I understand the drive, basically because we have to accommodate both young and old. You know what I mean? And then in reality, Parranda is really and truly for more grown people, more mature people, and let's look at it, the financial aspect of it. They're the spending power. So you have to, you know what I mean, you have to wheel in the spending power. You can't just really say, well, we're just going to keep on playing one style of music. No, and then there has to be something new all the time. And that's basically, that's my inspiration.
So how much of it has been, because very often music as it evolves changes somewhat, and compared to what you first heard as Parranda, is there an evolution where there's a little bit more of I don't want to say a Punta flavor, but a little more upbeat to it?
Yes, what has happened is, the reason why Parranda is now more attractive than anything else, because you can fuse the same exact tempo of Parranda with punta at the same time. So there are songs that we actually sing now that has a little bit of, we call sabor, a little bit of juice in between every song. And the reason for that is because, again, even though you're grown, you still want to get a little muscle going, and that's basically, you don't lose it completely, but then you have to be able to mix it up, and that's what's going on right now.
And what also helps it attractive is that the melody. For me, I'm a new parrandero, like I'm young, so my melodies are much more modern than the older melodies from Joe Top, Nabi, and those guys. And my melodies are different because I try to fish the younger generation, because if you notice, the younger generation, they are much more into hip-hop, reggae, dancehall, and that kind of stuff. When you hear about a new artist coming up from Belize, the first thing you hear, dum, 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 dum. That's the rhythm that they use. What happened to our beautiful rhythms? What happened to Hugu Hugu, the Parranda, the Brokdong, the Sambai, and so on? What happened to that rhythm? We can use those rhythms likewise, and also we can rap to those rhythms. We can sing to those rhythms. So it's very important that, I use my melody and also the way how I dress. If you notice my outfit, it is in a traditional color, the yellow, black, and white, but it have a modern style to it.
Yeah.
So all of this, I'm trying to fish those guys. Come in. Come in. Yes.
And it's part of the process of moving something mainstream.
Exactly.
It's what happened with Punta and how Punta Rock evolved.
Exactly.
And while I don't know if we're going to Parranda Rock, but I'm just saying that there has to be ways to appeal. And I do have to say that if we were to acknowledge that Paul Nabor had a significant role in moving Parranda into a mainstream, even for Belizeans who've been exposed to Garifuna music. For all of us, it's been, no matter what part of the country you live, you've been exposed to Garifuna music. Right. But Paul Nabor really helped, and I know it's through the help of Ivan Duran and the album, of course, to really get it out there, that it wasn't all shake-up type of music when it comes to Garifuna. So I understand what you're saying in terms of tapping into mainstream, but how do you balance it? How do you make sure that you keep the roots of Parranda, but still try to push in a direction where people will be more interested?
It's all about discipline. Yeah. It's the discipline of the music and the message that goes behind it. Mm-hmm. With everything, if you don't have discipline, then of course you won't be able to manage. And the whole message behind, every Parranda song has a serious message. And if you understand the discipline that comes along with the message, then it's what becomes very easy to make that transition. And at the same time, you have to think out the box too. Yeah. You can't just say, okay, I'm gonna stay in that circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the whole business of it now start kicking place, because hey, with the business and you actually being able to take it to a different level, the transition is gonna be pretty easy.
And for you, Jess, let's talk about you and Parranda and everything.
Well, for me, it's a major diversity. I live in the States for many, many years, and you've probably listened to my music quite frequently. Mm-hmm. I was one of the main lead singers for Babylon Warriors. Yeah. So I'm like behind the scene, right? I'm one of these humble artists, and like what Lloyd said, I'm like one of the old goats,
So you know the song Reina, you broke my heart, oh Reina. This is the guy. Yeah, man, this is the guy right here. Yeah, from Babylon Warriors way back then.
Yabra goes the club.
Yabra goes the club. Yeah, club. Better. Yabra goes. This is the guy right here. Yes.
So where's Reina now?
What happened to Yabra goes?
It's still about.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here, and you were actually part of the lineup for the Parranda Fest as well.
Yes. Yeah.
What are you preparing to bring to stage?
Well, my experience. I've been doing music for 38 years and so forth and so on. Within the United States, and I've been moving around quite a bit. But you notice that I really haven't been moving around that much here in Belize. But also now I reside in Hopkins, and now to me that's a blessing. And I'm putting some stuff out there. I'm doing quite a lot of things in Hopkins right now. But let's focus on the Parranda thing, right? To me, like I said, the diversity is, Parranda is the music, that carries a lot of messages. We want all the young folks out there to understand that if you listen to Parranda music, you can get something positive out of it.
Yeah.
Just like Punta too. We're not gonna knock Punta, right? But it's just that nowadays you find a lot of writers, a lot of young artists that are composing music right now. They're not really putting great context together. You know what I'm saying? So we that are listening, I'm like, well, what kind of crap is that? You know what I'm saying? But we, the elders, we really have to uplift them and make them be conscious of exactly what they're putting out there. I always says, if you're gonna write something that makes sense.
Now, it's interesting because we're talking about the lyrical content of music in general, and that has always been one of the things where a lot of people want the catchy tunes that you can dance to and forget. But I think Parranda music has always had very meaningful messages.
It's so soulful. Even if you don't understand Garifuna, it is so soulful.
And that's what Hopkins International Parranda Fest brings in.
Yeah.
I'm the female behind the guys.
Which means you whip them all in shape.
With all the female among them all. And I'm tasked to basically bring a balance to it.
Yeah.
Because even with the aim being to preserve Parranda, being the music, you find out they still have this tendency to go punta, or they go hugu on you, so I'm there to just reel them. Yeah.
Keep them with the rules.
Yes, we have something that we're looking forward to, and it has a purpose. Our purpose really is to make sure that we preserve the art form. So we want to, and it's growing, so we're just at the tip of the iceberg, really.
Yeah.
We want to infuse some competition down the line, whereby it will encourage the younger generation to join in. We also want to acknowledge those who have gone and those who are still alive and have played a key role in having Parranda where it is. So we want to infuse an award section to the fest as well. So in addition to that, we wanted educational. Of anything else, we wanted educational. So we're planning that we have a Parranda Park. Where the venue is, we want to actually have signs and posters with Parranderos, their data, so that you can visit during the day and you can learn. It's not just a party. It's an educational event.
A party with a purpose.
Of course, it's a party with a purpose. And there is even a greater purpose to it. It's a fundraiser for Garifuna Heart and Soul Foundation, which is focused on actually preserving the culture. So during the summer, we have summer camp for the kids in Hopkins, where we actually teach them about varying aspects of the culture. And this is important as tourism comes to Hopkins. We don't want it to negatively influence us. So we're trying to see how we can positively infuse something into the younger generation, keep them proud of who they are, so that they can stay grounded. So there's a whole purpose behind
I think it's one of the things, and so far we know it's been very promising in terms of getting people to want to preserve their culture, especially in the South. I know some of the challenges happens here in the urban areas in Belize City, where it's more difficult to keep the younger people engaged. But moving back to the Parranda Fest, you have quite a lineup there, and the one that catches my eye is the Maya Parrandero. Tell us about that.
Godfrey Cho, he's from Punta Gorda.
Was a rapper at one point?
No.
No?
No.
I'm
Wrong
trying.
show.
No. There was another one.
He's from Maya Center.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Cho is a guy that I have known for a long time. I mean, I could say that I'm one of the artists who basically flock Punta Gorda a lot. You know what I mean? And ever since I've been going down there, he's always been around and paying attention to people like LaSalle I mean, and then they had the band that plays down there also, PG Vibes. He was always around, so. And he noticed that, you know what, this transition are really serious. And then of course Nabe used to live in Punta Gorda, and everybody gave him that level of respect, gave Nabe that level of respect. So what they did was actually really got his stuff and really promote it as much as they can. And I was amazed the first time I heard him, because for me to hear a Mayan sing Garifuna, that blew me away.
When I saw it was...
But he does sing in Garifuna, and the thing that the level of respect I give for him, because his pronunciations and his enunciations are correct.
Wow.
And it's hard for you to find somebody of a Mayan descent singing in your language and pane level, who hats off all day.
So how he get that is because he grew up with a Garifuna lady. Yes, so that's how he learned Garifuna. He grew up with a Garifuna lady in PG.
Well, that is.
And also, if you go to Hopkins, likewise, we have a lot of Spanish there. Well, look like Spanish, but they speak Garifuna well, because they're from their young.
From their young.
Yes.
And the rest of the lineup, Adrian, of course, the Doc Martinez, Silas. We have Mohabab, we have Titiman Flores, Vida.
Reckless.
Yeah.
So, Ideal is there.
Ideal, thank you.
He's originally a Guatemalan living in the U.S. And we also have our Belizean, Honduranian brothers.
Right there. They make a sweet rice. Sweet rice? Yeah,
Sweet rice.
Yeah, that's the deal.
By way
We'll have that conversation after this. Fantastic. Now, why did you select this weekend to have it?
Saturday, usually there haven't been anything much apart from the cycling race. That's the grand event for Holy Saturday. After that, there is not any much to do than be on the beach, not having anything creative to entertain you. You see that people go to Placencia, San Pedro, but there is a lot of more DJ type entertainment rather than us embracing who we are and promoting Belizean culture. We have a lot, and we're just leaving it there abandoned while we adopt other people's way of living and values. And that's kind of what contributes to the deterioration of our society, you know. So
Hopkins is a very popular destination for Easter as well, for people who are running away from exactly what you explained.
You find that's the new destination because people...
Because it's grounded.
Yeah, it's grounded. It's grounded. They like the hospitality. They find people to be very friendly there.
And it's also close.
Yeah.
And the road is beautiful.
Yeah.
So we caution the drivers to be careful. Take on the time on the road. Not because you look pretty, that is good like that.
Yeah. So this year,
and that will
dangerous
cut
still.
down your travel time a lot now that it's paved.
So it's almost finished. So thanks to the powers that be, that's almost done. We have a beautiful road going into Hopkins this Easter. Make it quick and fast, but safe. Take your time.
Yeah, take your time.
And that's what makes Hopkins very attractive for the Easter. People used to go there and there wasn't much event or much activity to entertain them. So hence the reason we came up with this idea of having the Parranda Fest on such a day.
And this is the second annual one.
Actually, we say second, but we've been having it for almost 5 to 6 years. Unofficially.
So what's the cost of the tickets?
It's $30 regular and $60 VIP. VIP includes Old Masters mixed drinks with the mixologist, Hollywood mixologist, Hollywood.
Wow.
So he'll be there with us, mixing drinks for people in the VIP section for the entire night.
So it's an all-inclusive ticket?
So you have drinks, you
deal.
don't have to worry about your drinks once you pay that $60.
At $60, that's a steal.
Oh yes, you can't beat that.
So you could get wet, William.
You don't take much.
And we're promoting Belize. So if you see some of our sponsors too, they're all Belizean owned companies. Some of them, if they're not, they're companies in the vicinity, like the resorts, that have workers that are willing and able to assist and want to see the event prosper and go to another level. So we have CREM, we have Love FM, Belize is one of our premier sponsors. We have Johnson Distributors from PG. We have even the local small business. That's what I try to do. I try to empower the local business people. So for the contribution doesn't matter. It's just the interest of wanting to be a part of it, right? And helping them in exchange to promote their business. So we have Garifuna Fabrics. And Garifuna Fabrics, it's like pattern material with Garifuna colors. So that's another creative business owned by a Garifuna person in Hopkins. And that material is sold worldwide. Yeah.
Still living,
And we have Patrick Tours, that's a local tour guide. And Tina's Kitchen is one of our famous local kitchen in Hopkins.
Right.
So we're promoting more than music.
You're promoting the village
local
and the culture and Belizean businesses. So it happens Holy Saturday night at Palmetto Grove in Hopkins Village. Right?
Until it red.
Yes. So it's a whole night show. We start at prompt 8. It's a fest. It's not a dance.
Yeah.
So it's fully loaded. You don't want to miss out. 8 sharp. We start with Wagerele drummers. And we move on until 5 o'clock in the morning.
At 5:30.
All the way.
All right. Reason enough to head down to Hopkins for the weekend.
Definitely.
And enjoy the official second annual Hopkins International
And
Fest.
say if you have Ragoon Stone happen.
Or if Raina show up.
All right.
Great having you here, and I know you're going to close us off with a performance. We're just going to go ahead and wrap up the show while you guys get ready. So remember, if you want to contact us, you can contact us at oye@channel5belize.com, Marlene_OYE at channel5belize.com.
And William_OYE@channel5belize.com. Have a great 4-day holiday weekend. Be blessed, be safe, and whatever you do, keep it good, okay?
Have a blessed Easter, everybody, and we will see you on Tuesday morning at 6:30 when you open your eyes to start your morning right. We close off with another performance, which is sure to be a teaser to check out the Parranda Fest happening in Hopkins on Saturday night. Enjoy your break with your family, have fun, and we will see you soon.
Peace.
Mateagua, Harabayat, Wagutira, no fure. Mabara Sebagi Hao, Mabara Sebagi Hao, Luagu Halugu Haginibu, Nadig Hagadigia. Imalante, you see, Gayuar, you say, Michigan Baptist, Madame, Malade, you see, Gayuar, you say. Malade, Alebise Papato. Malade, isi, Gayuarute. Ichirama Pisima, Alebise Papato. Malade, isi, Gayuarute. Malade, Alebise Papato. Alumagie, Mamada Pau. Waiting, Sulao, Maya Umada Ugo, Alumagie Mamada Baugo, waiting for Jula Ugozile. Imala de Yisi, Gaiwar Gude. Let me see my bab.
Malate isi gai waragate. Malate dale mi se wamba. Okay, que monta lá. Eta para ha di ba di bo uri eh. Like it yahu ha eh. Ma para bon tia. Amigira bon. Magura bon. Esa si be lira bo bagare no mar. Eta para ha di ba di bo uri eh. Like it yahu ha eh. Malade isi gai waragate. Itiga ba prisima dale mi se wamba. Malade isi gai waragate. Malade dale mi se wamba. Malade isi gai waragate. Itiga ba prisima dale mi se wamba. Malade isi gai waragate. Malade dale mi se wamba. That's right.
Chantar when no good day, chantar when no good day. Ako rin ang yung nagkakapuratuna, akayeto na kwatagal, kung kaya yung dagamelit, kung kaya yung kwalaong, akayaw le. Yun dagagat yung kakakiri ko ulo malamane no, akayaw le. Oh, Reina, you broke my heart. Oh, Reina, you broke my heart. This sea's long, oh, not so wide. There won't be no place to hide. Reina, come back. I don't know what you've been so long. I don't know what I've done so wrong. Reina, come back. Gonna listen to what they say, don't wait for another day. Chantar and no good day, chantar and no good day. Ako rin ang yung dahadaburaduna, akayeto na kwatagay, kung kaya yung dahamel, kung kaya yung kwalaong, akayong le. Yung dahadaburaduna, kakakere ko lumalamani doon. Again only. June the Galacho Gaka, the Kawalo Balamari too.